Man, I made a big bonehead mistake. Phone was at 1%, and that's the reason why my live went down. Maybe thought somebody pulled the plug or somebody hired an assassin to get me or some kind of conspiracy. I'm just joking with y'all. Anyhow, wanted to finish the live. Probably gonna have to regurgitate everything I talked about earlier today or just a while ago. First off, Tupac news. We know what's taking place right now. We have Keefe D in trial for his freedom in Las Vegas. Well, the trial hasn't started yet, but we do know that the trial is going to begin sometime in November. Whether or not he makes the bail hearing is going to be subjective. Who knows? We should find out in the next few days or so. Besides that, we also want to talk about the RJ putting down his info from his channel. Basically, he's just taking a break, basically working on bigger and better things. So there's no conspiracy here, no Reggie ran him off the internet or anything else that would be sinister. He's just taking time to relax, spend time with his family, and just enjoy life. He's been doing this for the last 15 years or so, and sometimes every now and again somebody needs a break from it all. I mean, it could pretty much get to a dark subject matter, the Tupac investigation, considering all things, people, characters that are in line, and whatever else is taking place. So, um, so many rabbit holes go down that sometimes you just need to take a break from it. That's why I stepped aside myself. I got life taking course, but I keep up with the Tupac community all the time. I keep up with the news, people that are telling it and whatnot. What's real? What's fake? What's clickbait? What's et cetera, et cetera. You guys all know what's taking place or whatever. So um, can't see the chat if there's any chat. So if I don't answer any questions, forgive me. Um, but yeah, just wanted to just say those things. RJ Bond's doing well. Again, he's just on to bigger and better things. He's spent many years investigating this and has landed a lot of his just footage and everything else to make movies throughout the years and to keep the fans engaged in the investigation, and of course to not let Tupac's name die in vain. I mean, obviously he will never go away because he's still relevant 25 years uh, plus. So he's doing good with his family. No one ran him off. That's all there is to know. You could possibly see something from him in the future. Who knows? I can't tell the future. If I could, then I'd be a millionaire. But you never know. People could always get reinvigorated or whatever in the future. I haven't reached that point yet, but of course, um, maybe I do a live here or there. Who knows? But I guess aside from that, I think the most obvious thing is November the trial starts. Whether it's win, lose, or draw, I think that would be the conclusion of the Tupac mystery, so to speak. Whether it's the truth or it's just a way to just get rid of the case so that they don't have to investigate it anymore. Just blame it on a guy if that's what it is. Keefe D, of course. We don't know if it's him or not. I mean, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So, I mean, unless the investigators can, sorry, the prosecutors can prosecute this case without a shadow of doubt, then, he could walk or he could get arrested. Who knows? We'll never know the truth anyways because there's a bunch of liars on both sides, right? We don't know who's telling the truth. We just know that when crooked police are involved in the whole scenario itself, there tends to never be a true, I guess you can say, an outcome that is satisfactory to all parties, considering that it would it would damage, police departments or whatever it may be. So we all know the mystery of David Mack, Raphael, and all the Rampart scandal police officers and how that kind of got swept under the rug. But we do know that LA does have a history of basically wrongdoings to the public, and of course hanging out with a criminal, so to speak. So we'll probably never get a definitive answer on whether or not they would ever, and they wouldn't ever receive any kind of prosecution. But we do know that it's been proven that Internal investigations can prove that they were hanging out with Death Row Records, and you have to believe that coming from its own department. So it's not conjecture. We're not making this up. This is the real deal. So anyhow, we'll see what happens. November comes, the trial ends. After that, it's like, what else is left? Do we just keep regurgitating the same Tupac stories as those one channel does, the cheese balls over there? Now they're starting to do little infomercials selling a energy drink and making their little $1,000 off of their YouTube channel and telling the same boring stories. And of course, I think the most despicable thing is bringing on guests that talk badly about Tupac. So you got to ask yourself, are they pro Tupac or are they just, of course, making money off his name? Speaking on Suge or whatnot, and of course, bad mouthing every single person that says something bad about them because let's face it, they have no soul. It's just pure, crap all the time. Talking about bringing a guest like Whack 100 to talk about a Tupac got raped in jail and he has paperwork. He has no paperwork. He'll never show that paperwork because it doesn't exist. Think about it. If somebody in this day and age, with how rapid the news gets around, somebody would have come out, a CEO, correction officer would have said, "Hey, yeah, I was there when Tupac got raped," or "Yeah, I know this person who did it," and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we haven't gotten that. We haven't heard from one single person who said that that story is even true. Now you have the pundits that are from the East Coast, right, from New York, that probably will say that was true because they're pro Fluffy Combs and pro Biggie Smalls. But anybody who has a objective mindset knows that that is not true. So that paperwork will never be produced because, first of all, there's no way to get that paperwork if it even existed because of the HIPAA laws, right? So, Matt Whack 100 isn't some guy who can, supersede the system to try to get a phony record of Tupac being raped. So, again, that bogus channel over there, you know what the name of the channel is, just promoting a bunch of indifferences and just misinformation about Tupac. So I'm sure their channel will dwindle and pretty much go to nothing because they won't have anything else to talk about unless they want to keep talking about the same things over and over again, or trying to stir some controversy talking about other platforms such as Adam 22 and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because if you think about it, they have no substance. They just repeat themselves over and over again like an old record. So long live the cheese balls over there. So once the well dries up, it's going to be time for them to head off to green pastures, whatever those may be. And I'll be the first to say that you know their channel will be done. And people like to make predictions. That'll be my prediction for 2024, 2025, because there's only so many Tupac stories you can tell, and it's probably run its course for them. So anyhow, I think that's it for today. There's nothing much more to say. Maybe I'll do a live stream here or there, but we're all looking for justice for Tupac, no matter what it is. But we'll draw to that conclusion in November, and after that, we'll see where it goes. I'm sure everybody's doing well right now. There's other platforms out there that are actually objective, telling real Tupac stories and being a little more up and more honorable about the things that that's taking place. And I think another thing too that is something that everybody should consider is how people that have died in this whole investigation, people that were part of this, how their names get dragged into the mud. They're not here to defend themselves, such as Russell Poole, Michael Moore, Frank Alexander, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These people have more moral compass than these two clowns that sit on this other channel talking. Let's say three clowns. Three clowns. I'll name them. It don't matter. You got little, John Hyland, Tattoo Boy, and you have, of course, Reggie Wright Jr., who supposedly we don't know what he is. He's like a transformer. He's a church follower one day, and then the next day he's a criminal gang member for ex cop or whatever it may be. And then of course we have Gray Kading, who is you know has done his bit in distorting the investigation for sure. So anyhow, we'll never talk about those three guys again because they're pretty much irrelevant, and that's pretty much it. So anyhow, Hopefully, all you guys take care of yourself, and always remember to seek the truth, no matter where it takes you. Have a good one. Oh, and I saw you. I'm sorry. Before I bail out, I just want to say what's up to I Buy Houses, man. Good to see you. Hope you're still buying houses in this real estate climate, and then also Tyco TV, man. I haven't seen you in a long time, so thank you for you guys joining. It's always good to see familiar names, and continue doing the right thing out there, guys. Peace.